Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking to Steven. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button, get that bell notification on so you don't miss out on the next episode of Brockton County, an Ontario themed city. Oh, look at that view. And make sure to hit the like button too. The like button helps with the channel a lot. And follow me on Instagram too. I post some cool videos and some updates on the ongoings of the channel. So what we are doing today, as you probably are well aware because you read the title of the video, I mean, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But we're going to be rebuilding the interchange that is going to be the start of the express system on the east end of the city, and is also the express system, or the interchange, sorry, that will lead into the port of the city. Batherston Port, if you will. But it has come to my realization that I forgot to show you some things I did off camera last episode on the Sunday video. Yeah, you heard me right. We posted an extra video on Sunday, and that is so we can kind of get our books back in order, where we have episode 95 will be ending on this Friday. Episode 100 will be next Friday, and I was really hoping to get episode 100 to a Friday. So I mean, that works out. All right, so let's dive into it, and I'll show you what I did off camera between Fridays, like this past Friday, and Sunday's video, because I forgot to do it on Sunday. So I did show this off, which was a cool little train hub, but it's kind of my realization that I forgot to show you that I eliminated a tram, and I just beefed up the amount of trams that was on the red tram. So let's go into this view. There we go. So the red tram, should we pause it? We can click them. Has 39 vehicles on it, which, I mean, we could probably remove a couple actually. Yeah, why don't we take it down to like 36? All right, so let's exit out of that. Thank you very much. The red tram now goes all the way over there, which I think it did already, and then all the way down. It bounces around. It crosses over the same path as the orange tram here, and it also converges with the yellow tram. So it's a couple transfer points with it, and it goes right down to the waterfront, where you can hop on a bus, you can hop on the other tram, you can hop on the subway if you want to go back, or the cruise ship. But we'll bounce all the way back. But I think I had a tram over here that went from here all the way over to here. So I just eliminated that. It wasn't really necessary. But I do like how everything is kind of turning out. I like the orange tram. It's kind of taking over what some of the other stuff did before. And yeah, it's all working out. But we're not going to be looking at too much transit in the coming days. This week is not going to be a transit video. We may have a traffic video on Friday. But I guess I'll tell you my plans, as we'll just kind of sit here and look at this area for a moment. So we'll be doing this interchange today. Tomorrow we'll be doing the Cargo Port episode 1. Cargo Port episode 2 will be on Wednesday. If needed, Cargo Port episode 3 will be Thursday, but I hope not. And let me just grab my notes. There we go. Thursday we'll be doing medium density expansion. So that is going to be kind of in here. So we'll be looking at filling out Mackenzie Square. And then Friday will be the traffic video. All right. So, and things will just get pushed back otherwise. There was one other thing. Oh, yes. While I was doing this, we actually hit Megalopolopolis, as Biffa would call it. So I actually unlocked this all, but I don't really know how, but we went right back down. So there was just like a surge, and we went right back down. So we might actually hit 80,000. So once we hit 80,000 here consistently, so I'm probably expecting that to happen either in Wednesday at like the second half of Port 2 or Thursday. That's when we'll consider it. We have hit our milestone. All right. So just take my watch off. There we go. Let's hop over. Let's right on this road, which, by the way, what's the name of this road? Rosewood Street. Rosewood Street has become quite the beautiful connection. It turns into a tram road over here. It goes all the way down. Let's just kind of do it this way, right through the university. and it goes all the way through. We're gonna hop down right into here. So Rosewood Street, get out of here, there we go, is now gonna be called, oh, there we go, University Avenue. Hence, because it goes right through the heart of the university. Right? Get it? Haha, very original. Alright, well, we'll take University all the way down to our cruise ship harbor. Then we're going to go right to the east over to this interchange. So this interchange was built just very haphazardly to kind of start an expressway system that we built a couple episodes ago. So there's a collector underneath this road, and there's an expressway on top of it. So it's something kind of modeled after Lakeshore Boulevard in Toronto and the Gardiner Expressway. All right, so we're going to go to a speed mode. So I'm not sure how long the video is going to be on my end, but what we'll do is we'll kind of reimagine how the collector starts. Or yeah, the collector expressway system starts. So maybe we'll have to push that over here a bit more. And then we are going to also do a cargo port exchange system. I haven't really decided how it's going to play out, but I kind of want to say that I don't want too many trucks on the expressway system. Hence the expressway kind of idea. Oh my gosh, look at how many of these things there are. So we may just kind of try to flow everything through the collector. So we'll see. We'll see what I come up with. Because I am just winging it, not gonna lie to you. All right, so we'll get started, and then you'll be hearing me because I'm gonna be talking over it. I hope I will, if I remember. And then yeah, so have a good one. All right, so we just start off by deleting the old thing. Just get rid of the old, out with the old, in with the new, right? Now this is the first time I've ever done a talk over a speed little build here. So hello, this is Future Steven. I've actually already done a lot of building this week before the videos before I've started on this one. So I actually take a little while here kind of planning things out because, as I said, I was just kind of winging it. There's a lot going on right now. And I just didn't have time to plan out the interchange. Usually whenever I do these interchanges, I like drawing it out on a little piece of paper first. And if you play City Skylines, which you may since you're watching this video, I highly recommend just drawing out your interchanges on paper first, because it really helps when you're kind of doing it, because you've already done a lot of the planning, right? So if you have time, I mean, like, honestly, just like a simple doodle works. And I have a whole little notepad, and it's filled with little doodles of interchanges that we've done over the past few series. Yeah, and speaking of the past few series, starting after episode 100, we may see a return of a previous series, maybe even two, I don't know. So if you haven't checked those out and you feel like watching some worse videos than you currently see, which low bar, but there's some pretty cool builds. The first series we did on the channel, which the videos are still up for it, I didn't know what I was doing at all, and I was using a horrible recording system. So it's only like 13 episodes or whatever. But the second one, which is technically what I consider the first series on the channel, which is New Lancaster, which is an East Coast Canadian themed city, which is like the biggest, if it was real, it would be the biggest city on the East Coast of Canada. That one, I mentioned at the end of it that we'd be going back to it, for some like test videos and stuff like that. So I think we might see a return of that series with everything. But Rivière de Montagne was the second series, was a winter themed series set in Quebec. We never got to finish it because of a glitch in the game, and I think I managed to figure it out. So no promises, but we may see a return of that. Anyway, so let's get back into talking about what you're seeing on screen. And well, here's the thing. I wanted to try to figure out how to run all the port traffic through this main collector interchange but also incorporate it somehow into the expressway system, because I figured a lot of the traffic would be coming through the expressway. So you're gonna see here, I'm gonna kind of build like a slip lane off of here. We'll get it to curve around, and you know, a lot of what you see doesn't really stay. There's lots of changes, and you know, using the network extensions mod is fantastic. I'm trying to get the gradient to an appropriate level. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Like that city skyline. So you can just move it if you have that ability, or you can just always delete it, right? So that's the beauty of the game. But I think at this point I figured out exactly what we were doing, because, you know, like I said, we were just winging it, and a lot of city skylines is winging it. And, you know, I kind of miss doing it, because I do a lot of planning for this series, and I do read your comments and I take it into consideration. I try to add it into what I have scheduled in the week. Yeah, so, you know, there's a lot of planning that goes into making these videos, and it takes a lot of time out of the week. So now we're kind of planning how we're going to get like the city to blend into this area. So by extending these grid systems, which is probably going to be the extent of the city out in this way, this would be the first exit off of the collector. So if we were coming from the east of the city, which is to the right of the screen at the moment, this would be the first way into the city, and it's just like a small road, and you know, sometimes you see that, and the bigger roads of the city start popping up soon after on the collector. But I'm trying to figure out pretty much where we want to start the expressway, the beginning of the expressway system, and we figured it out over here. But as you'll see, there are always some tweaks that are to be made, and an interesting little challenge on this is that we're building it into a hill. And you're going to see this challenge pop up a couple times in the next 2 episodes, because, you know, building a port into the side of a hill is also a little difficult. So this is really part 1 of a 3-part series surrounding the port, because this is the entrance to the port. But the next 2 episodes will be the port, and then we'll dive into medium density expansion. So how do you do medium density in the city skylines, where there's only low density and high density? Well, it's a mixed use of that, but that is a little teaser for Thursday's video. And then Friday we might have a traffic video, we might not. Haven't decided yet, because there's a lot I want to get done, because next week we'll be doing the airport. And then next Friday is episode 100, so that's going to be a little bit of a celebration video of the city. Anyway, so this is how I'm kind of thinking about how this is going to work. Because if traffic is coming out of the port, which is to the top left of the screen at the moment, getting onto the expressway system would be a little difficult. So I figured by adding this kind of power lane, I guess, out this way, they can go straight across the intersection and hop on that little high-rise you see. Oh, little hot dog truck floating in midair. Yeah, so they would kind of just like pop out and go across the interchange and then hop on the expressway system that way. And then there's also no right-hand turns you see there. You saw that a bit earlier, out of the main interchange. So that means all the right-hand traffic, so the traffic going out of the city or across the city on the expressway system, would have to take this interchange here. So we're splitting traffic up a little bit, alleviating pressure on the collector. And the collector is a pretty important road for us. And, you know, if we didn't have the expressway system, that road would be packed. And that's totally fine, because, you know, you can make like an 8-lane road with some mods, right? And, you know, in some systems that would work, but this expressway system is kind of themed to the city. Toronto has a really unique expressway system and people hate it. It's in disrepair, but it does work for what the city needs it to do. Some would very much disagree with that, and it's totally valid. It's a horrible system in some regards. In some regards, it's great, because you can go about 100 kilometers per hour through the downtown of the city. So if you're going across it, it's pretty good. So now we're going to build the entrance onto the the exit off to the express system, and also an entrance if you're coming on the express system from a different part of the city. So, you know, this is actually really tricky to do, because we're going so fast. So we're splitting off the what's the words? The amount of traffic coming on off of that one node. So by adding this lane over here, this is the exit of the express lane system. We're alleviating pressure off of that one node where we had the 3 lanes going in at the, where the port would lead into the expressway system going westbound. So this is the eastbound expansion. And, I did expand this highway earlier in the little speed through. It was still a 1 or 2 lane highway. So funny enough, it needed to be upgraded. And I think this is probably going to do a good enough job until we get out there. Out that way a bit farther, so out that in that direction we're going to be building cottage country and maybe like a national park as well. But we do need to start thinking about the end of this series. It's not right away, but sometime in the near future there'll be an end to this series, at least for the time being, and we'll move westbound towards the prairies for our next city. That one's gonna be a fun one. There's gonna be no lakefront or waterfront, which is gonna be the first time in any of our cities. Well, I guess there'll be a river. I haven't chosen the map yet, but I'm kind of keen on having like a main river run through the city, kind of like most cities in the west of Canada and in America. I'm thinking of cities like Calgary and Edmonton for this series, Regina, Winnipeg. Cities in the Midwest of the US would also be of inspiration here, like Denver would be a good one, for example. Is Denver located on a river? I don't know. You can tell me in the comments. But right here, this is a great example of the trickiness of building an expressway system going into a hill, because how am I supposed to get traffic underneath it on the collector, right? So it's a little tricky here, but we figured it out. Right, and that's what matters. So I use the parallel road tool on the network multi-tool. That is a fantastic option to have. And at the moment, we're trying to figure out how to get this to loop around smoothly. And we're building over top of a road we previously had under construction. But now we're going to figure out that, I'm going to try to do a flyover over top of this. And it doesn't work. A little spoiler, a flyover on top of a hill, of an expressway system going over top of a hill that needs to be at a certain height, doesn't work. Especially if you're going to expect trucks to take it. So we're going to call it a bit of a mulligan, and we're going to dig a tunnel underneath. And I think that's a bit more appropriate, because if the city was building this, they would definitely have quite a elevated tunnel, at least. So here we go. Yeah, building it 20 meters high, and then trying to converge it over top of what is going to be housing. Not the best. Plus, look at that grade, 10% grade. Yeah, not cool. Imagine like a truck full of stuff trying to climb that. It would go like 1 kilometer per hour. So here we go. Here we're gonna dig a little tunnel here. And I don't think we've done many tunnels in this series, which is interesting. But I don't know, I think we've done a couple. But they would be really expensive for cities to do. So there's that. Yeah, here we go. So that's a bit better. So since we're on a hill, we kind of come out of the hill and we're at relatively the same height. So you're gonna see me monkey around with moving underground. I should have just deleted it, but I knew that this was gonna be at 4 times speed, so it doesn't take as long when things are at 4 times speed, does it? And look at that grade. It goes from being a 10% grade to a 1% grade, or 2%, or whatever it was. So now we're gonna connect up the rest of it. There we go, and then we'll just resync up the lines, do some lane mathematics here, some basic stuff. Oh, and I forgot to do that apparently. And with the port gonna be like to the left of the screen right now, it'd be really cool to be on top of that Ferris wheel or something and see all the port traffic come in. I don't always do the lane designs here, but it sure does help if you remember to do them at the same time. And it just takes so much time out of an episode that I rarely ever do it, and I save it for like a group of episodes or a detailing episode. But I figured since, you know, we're going 4 speeds, 4 times the speed here, it can be done. So that's why you see me do them in this video, whereas normally I kind of wouldn't. But you know, honestly I'm pretty proud of how this turned out. This little build here, it's a really it works. It works great. I mean, I've seen it. I'm from the future. I know it works. So it works great. And this little area out here with this industrial road, I actually haven't done anything with it yet. So if you have an idea, let me know in the comment section down below. But I was thinking when I was building it that we could put warehouses out this way, which is why we did that asymmetrical road that way. So then a truck, floating car, so that a truck could technically follow it back into the port. But the only way people will take that road is from that industrial road, because otherwise it's locked behind a one-way road. So haven't figured it out yet, but we'll see. It'll come to use. And then we're going to converge these a bit farther along. There we go. And just clean that up. 5.5% grade isn't the best for a truck. As you see with that floating truck, he's going a bit fast. So we're going to rise things up. We're going to add 2 nodes. We're going to redo that, and boom, 5%. That's pretty good. Sorry, it was 8% before. And oh, look at that, 2%. It's pretty clutch. All right, so we're just going to redo this apparently. And it's an elevated road. I did that because of the glitchiness that was happening around these curves here, and 3%, that's really good. And the elevated roads just kind of prevent glitchiness stuff from happening, which is fantastic. Add some trees in, add some decoration. Just look pretty for the picture. Doesn't have to stay there. But yeah, I mean, we're coming up to the end of Future Steven, and we're gonna bring you back to current Steven, or past Steven. And yeah, just doing these lane maths underneath here, or lane lines. Lane lines? We'll call them lane lines. The lane lines over here, and you know, just making sure that cars can get everywhere that they need to, especially on those connections. But there it is, and I'll talk to you soon. And we're back. Well, I was talking through it all, but for me, it's and we're back. But I think this turned out pretty well. Let's just let the cars start to figure things out. I think it worked out pretty good. You know, I may have missed something. I'm kind of trying to figure that out at the moment, but I think it all works the way we're hoping it kind of does. And you know, it's a pretty cool express system, and this is going to be the beginning of the port as well. So pretty much what we'll do is we'll have the port. Actually, you know what? Right here, let's actually just kind of talk something through really quickly, because I would really like the large toll booth right here. So we'll flip this around. We'll get it like so, I guess. Didn't work out exactly the way we want because of some of the node issues here. I'm not sure node controller really works on this. So but yeah, I think it worked out pretty good. This little side gate here is going to play quite a big role in making us some money in the city as well, which is going to be fantastic. So let's just try and do some of this. Can we still do it? Oh, nice. It still works. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that all works out pretty well. Maybe instead of this road here, why don't we just upgrade it to a bit of a more normal road, and then we'll kind of call it a day or an episode, because I'm actually recording the next one right after this. So just kind of thinking things through a little bit. I mean, it's elevated right now, but I think that's fine. Why is this happening here? Don't like to see that. There we go. All right, so let's just run over those lane arrows again, and then I'll talk things through. Actually, I won't, because I probably was talking things through in the comments. Oh, in the comments while I was doing this. So guess I don't really need to, but we'll get these guys to go there. We'll get these guys to go here. This is a dedicated lane to turn back into the port, and we're good. So yeah, I think it turned out pretty nice, not gonna lie. Let's just get some water in here too. It's a pretty cool little system here. So it's not only the entrance to a port, but it's also the entrance to the expressway system. So pretty neat how it kind of all works. But once the port kind of goes through, starts getting things going, you have a slip lane off of here, and then all traffic coming from over here will have to flow down and through the collector, and then all traffic coming from the north will have to come down this road, which Steve McQueen Boulevard, I think this is Steve McQueen Boulevard, Richardson Street. Isn't this Steve McQueen? Okay, we'll have to rename it, because I guess some of the names got taken off at some point. But Steve McQueen Boulevard is going to turn into the port. So Steve McQueen Boulevard is quite the busy street system, I guess. And I settled on elevated here in case I don't talk about it because of the glitchiness over this way, and it kind of looks cool anyways. But yeah, so all the traffic coming from the north will have to flow along this tram road, which may increase traffic, and then we have a traffic video. But all traffic coming from the cities either going to hop on the express or stay on the collector and hop down into here, and I think it should be good. We have an express lane to go out of the city and dedicated lanes to turn in, and then also if you follow along here, you hop onto here and you can get onto the collector. So hopefully the traffic figures it out. One thing we can do to really push for that is to increase the speed limit on this road, and this one too. Whoa, okay, hold on, that does not need to be 80. But yeah, all right, well, we'll leave it at that, folks, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Nice, we have the blimp going by too. Let's just get the water in the picture. Peace out.